everybody, this is Scotty from Sketchy's Garage, and today we're working on the mean green Chevelle. We've pretty much well got it lined out. We're down to a couple little things that are driving us crazy, and if you've ran across this, it probably drove you crazy too. So let's go take a look at it. As you can see, our door is fitting pretty good until we get to about right there. Then we get a little wide. So we'll take our marker, mark it, come down to about where we're happy with it again, mark it, so we know we need to address that area in that box. The rest of it's looking pretty good for us. We come to the back and we get wide again. We'll go ahead and mark it. It's about right there. So there's a couple different ways you can go about fixing this. Some people would take and cut the quarter right here and move it forward and then weld it back, which isn't a bad way. Another way is people would weld a round rod to this edge of the quarter and then fill it in with filler on the back side of it to tighten it up. And the way we're going to do it is we're actually going to weld round rod to the door itself, right in there, and then we'll just grind it down to get the gap that we desire. I prefer doing it on the door for a couple reasons. One reason, we can get to the back side of it very easy to body work it and to make sure we get a paint and sealer on it. Whereas if you did it right here, you could probably still get in there, but you couldn't get in there as good. And it'll also make our body work easier because we can take the door off and body work it on a stand versus trying to do the quarter panel and be up in the back side of it. So I'm gonna grind this down and show you guys how to go about doing this. I'm just gonna use a piece of TIG rod. It works pretty good. Just take it and set it on the door. Kind of find where you need to bend it. Stuff bends really easy. You can just keep on working it until you get it exactly where you want it. And then just trim off your excess. I like to start in the corner. That way you can just kind of work it around. So put a nice little tack on it. You want to skip about 1.5 inches, 2 inches each time you do it. Give the weld a chance to cool down. Keep from warping, putting too much heat in the panel. As you can see, we put that rod in there, and what it does is it closes up the gap. So we're making this gap a lot more consistent all the way down through the door. It's going to take a little bit of time because you just don't want to straight weld this because it'll warp it. You just need to come in and put a tack about every inch or so. Wait about 10 minutes, come back and do it again until you get it welded completely from start to finish, and then come back and grind it all off. On this one over here, we're just going to weld some beads to it from about right there to about right there, because the amount we need to fill in is so minimal. If we put a piece of rod in there, it'd be some extra grinding, which we don't want to do. So we'll go work on that some. As you can see, by welding them little beads on this edge, it slowly worked it out, so we can grind that down and make our gap nice and consistent. Then it'll just take a little bit of filler on each side to seal it in and make it look really nice for us. This over here, you can see where we're just keep spotting it in. We'll let it cool off for a couple minutes, and then we'll get back to welding on it some. Alright, while that's cooling off, we'll go ahead and start grinding this front and making it take shape. Alright, we got that finished welded. Now we're going to go back and grind it. You're going to end up grinding it on two different angles. You want to grind the face of it flat, and then we'll come back and grind the back side of it to give it the shape that we want. Let's go take a look at her now. She looks much, much better. We could probably adjust on that front fender just a little bit more, get that line a little bit better, but we took care of that low spot we was after. And then back here, we're exactly where we want to be. One thing you want to make sure you do when you weld your rod is after you grind it, make sure you round this edge on the front and back, because it'll look inconsistent. Once you get it painted, it'll be round here, and then it'll be a squared off edge, and it'll stick out like a sore thumb. Another thing you want to do is round this back corner. Don't let it be sharp, because it'll stick out like a sore thumb too. Well, there's a little lesson on how to fix door gaps. Thanks for watching. Please click the like and subscribe button and check out some of our other videos. Thank you.